Hi, welcome to Gamers Web. My name's Mark, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Warhammer 40,000 The Ultimate Guide by Guy Healy and Gav Thorpe for Dorling Kindersley. This is the first time in a long while that I've done a review of a Dorling Kindersley book. I've got lots and lots of them, mostly art books and costume books and stuff like that. And I've done a couple of videos, which I'll leave a link in the description, to getting the most of them for games like Star Wars Legion. And I've covered Star Wars and Star Trek and a few other things over on Gamers Web over the years. But they are always really good value for money, and this one was a steal. This was really good value for money. The book came out on Thursday or Friday this week, and I only found out about it by chance because I saw a post on Instagram saying that the book was out, and I normally get updates from Amazon on either Guy or Gav because the two authors I like very much and I follow both of them, but I didn't get any updates, which was quite surprising. So I ordered this yesterday and it arrived this morning, and I'm pretty pleased. It looks very good. Okay, so let's jump in. Right, so this is a very hefty tome. This is a very, very thick book. It's over 300 pages. Right, so in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Explore the vast universe of the 41st millennium in pinpoint detail with this unprecedented collection of stunning photographs showcasing miniatures from every faction and following key characters through the evolution of the models. This book brings Warhammer 40,000 to life as never before. The unique visual guide reveals the amazing talents of the creators of Warhammer, the Games Workshop's expert painters and sculptors, and is packed with incredible details and new insights into Warhammer's defining creations. And of course, as you can see on the front and the back, we've got everybody's favourite girly man, Rebute, or Robert Girly Man, as we like to call him. Right, so let's jump in. As I say, I use these a lot for doing colour schemes for models like. I've got the ones for Halo, which I'm going to be using for my Halo Flashpoint miniature, so I can get the colour schemes right. I've got Star Wars, which I use for Star Wars Legion and Shatterpoint. I've got Star Trek, which I've used for the Star Trek miniatures that I got from Modiphius. There's a few others. Got quite a few of them, and if you look around, you can normally get them quite cheap. This has got a retail of £36, I think it is. It retails £35. This was £22 on Amazon. I think it was 22, maybe 24. I'll leave a link in the description where you can order this because it's a very good book. If you're a fan of 40k, you'll love it. Okay, so let's just extend to this and we'll get stuck in. I'm just going to go through it briefly and we'll just have a quick look at what's in it. So the Ultimate Guide, and then we have our content. So an introduction of Warhammer, the Warhammer hobby, Dying Empire, which features the Imperium, Space Marines, Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Mechanicus, Astra Militarum. I will die on that hill before I call them that. Imperial Guard. You know, let's call them what they are. Talons of the Emperor and other Imperial forces. Then we've got the Forces of Chaos, which features Chaos Demons, Chaos Space Marines, Twisted Servants, Xenos Threat, Orcs, Tyranids, Aldari, Tau, Necrons, Leagues of Votan, scale reference, index and acknowledgements. And as you can see, 336 pages. That's quite a lot, and it's in full colour. Right, so we've got a brief introduction here, which I think is by Gav. Doesn't say who the introduction's by. No, it doesn't. Right, so brief timeline of Games Workshop from White Dwarf being set up in 1977, all the way to the founding of Games Workshop, and beyond, up to 2024. And of course, we've got like our first LEO1, the Space Marine, and oh, actually, no, he's not LEO1. He's a Plastic Marine from the Plastic box set. Oh no, he is. No, he's from the TBO1, which is the first Rogue Traitor box set. Okay, sorry, right, start again. Then we go an introduction of what Games Workshop is, what the hobby is, and then we actually go on to our background of the game itself. We've got maps of the Imperium with the Citrax Maledictum, which is the big schism that runs through the galaxy at the moment. Now, then we get on to our first real faction, which is the Space Marines. Now, I have got far too many 40k miniatures. I've got far too many figures. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Marines, and I mean hundreds. I'm probably talking about maybe 1,000, 2,000 Marines. Various factions, various sizes, various descriptions, not including the ones that I've 3D printed. Most of them are sitting in boxes. Most of them aren't painted. Most of them aren't assembled. And I occasionally buy them, but not very often. Things like this, which I covered, the original Combat Patrol, the monthly magazine, weekly magazine, sorry. I covered the full run of not Conquest, Imperium, the first one. I covered that, all 83 issues of that. Sorry, all 79 issues of it. And I really enjoyed it, but most of that stuff is still sitting on the sprues, not been touched. There's a few that I've actually used, but most of it's not been touched. And to be honest, I'm not a 40k cat fan. I love the 40k universe, I love the backgrounds, I love the figures, I love the models, I love the artwork, but I don't like the game. And the last time I played was about 2008, 2009. Okay, so that aside, let's jump in. Right, Space Marines, everybody's favourite ultra-fascist bully boys. The right hands of the Emperor. You shall not suffer a mutant to live, yet they are mutated beyond belief. You know, got lots of really nice artwork. So, Gulliman, Council of Ultramar, Tigris, Victrix Guard. Yeah, really cool. Maps of Ultramar. And it goes into little bits of details here, so like tactical squads, intercessor squads, scout squads, all sorts of cool stuff. And again, it's all these beautiful paintings, amazing. I've got to admit that as much as Games Workshop annoy me with the being overpriced and what have you, and making stupid decisions like the same kind of decisions that manufacturers of crisp packets tend to do. They charge you more and give you less. That's what Games Workshop have been doing over the past few years. They do amazingly good quality stuff, and their artists are like phenomenal. Intercessors, guy with a gun that if he tried to fire it would just knock him over. Flying Teletubby Marines, all sorts of really cool stuff. And again, it's sorry, that's a Teletubby, isn't it? All really nice, and I've got to admit that, you know, I actually like Ultramarines. Whenever I've had several Space Marine armies, and of the several Space Marine armies I've had, most of them have been either Ultramarine Salamanders or Crimson Fists, and I've occasionally dabbled in things like White Scars and Space Wolves, but mainly in Ultramarines. And then we've gone, so we get to our first character. So we've got Manius Calgar. So we got the new version, the older version, and the oldest version of Manius Calgar. That's right, isn't it? Yep. Really, really nice models, and I like him. I like Manius Calgar. He's good to paint up. And some more Ultramarines. Just in case you thought that there's only Ultramarines, you know. But they are the showcase army for the company anyway. That's what they adopted them as. Originally, I think it was meant to be the Crimson Fist, and then when 40k came out, they kind of killed them off and made it so that there was hardly any of them left. Then we got some Land Raiders in various colours for different factions, like this is a Salamanders one, I think. Yeah, it's a Salamanders, and then Grey Knights. I'm not sure what that one is, but very nice. Dreadnoughts, tactical armour. Dark Angels. So we do have a different chapter. So the Dark Angels with, of course, Lionel Johnson, or Lionel Johnson. A lot of the names so strange. A lot of the names. Blood Angels with Sanguinius. Sorry, Captain Dante. Sanguinius has been done, I think, or is about to be done. Space Wolves, they don't get as much love. Lehman Russ hasn't come out as a model. Salamanders, Jutta Khan. Iron Fists and Imperial Fists. Sorry, Iron Hands and Imperial Fists. And Salamanders and Raven Guard. They're kind of condensing a lot of these down because they spent so much on bleeding, Ultramarines. Grey Knights. I've had a Grey Knight army, they're quite cool. Black Templar, I've had a Black Templar army. And then we go on to the Sisters of Battle, the Adeptus Sororitas. Again, some really nice pictures here of the miniatures. Canonesses, is that a reliquary? Order of the Sacred Rose, Order of the Valorous Heart. Seraphim and Zeraphim. And then the one that really started it all, well, this isn't the one that started it all, the female Space Marines are the ones that started it all, but this was the inspiration for all it all that came out, I would say about 1991, the original image. Saint Celestine, this total monstrosity. This is one of the reasons why I don't really bother with Games Workshop stuff anymore, because they're as bad as Atomic Mass Games for the use of tactical rocks and things like that, so they can actually support the models rather than using clever sculpting, which a lot of 3D printers do. Games Workshop don't tend to do that. And this one here, you got a standard bearer with a standard that's as big as she is. How the hell is she going to walk around with that? But it's a fictional game, so you don't care. As long as it looks pretty and good on the battlefield and draws your eye to it, that's what you like. Purim Penitents, yep. Then we move on to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Mars Boys. Again, it goes into depth background on the Forge Worlds and all the other things, like this bruiser here, Metallica, whatever his name is. I'm not really keen on the Adeptus Mechanicus. They do tend to look like pretty bizarre, even for a universe where you've got like talking horse people and fish horse people and what have you. I don't like them. They don't sit right with me. They don't like the vehicles. They don't like these strider things. But I can see that people do like them. I do, however, like the these Castellan robots. They're very, very nice. This is ideal if you just want to learn about the lore of the background on each of the things. Astara Militarum, or as we like to call it in old money, the Imperial Guard. Easily the biggest army I've ever had for Games Workshop products has been Imperial Guard. I had a massive Imperial Guard army with about 3,000 foot models and God, must have been about 60 or 70 tanks. And it was all painted, but needs must when you've got small children, and at the time I needed to get rid of it because we needed to pay bills and put food on the table for the kids, so it went. Okay, so Sentinels, command squads, artillery ordnance. And then we've got like Urskleed. Now, this is such a lovely model. I just wish that it wasn't such a lovely price. Katachans. Not a Katachan, it's a Katachan. And then we have Deathcore Krieg, Attilian Rough Riders, Gaunt's Ghosts, Steel Legion, Voistroyan Firstborn, Ogrins. I don't like the new way they've done the Ogrins. They don't look quite right. The old ones were much, much better. And then we've got more things here like the Solar Auxili. So we get onto things like Astrum Militarum with the Navigators and the Commissars and that kind of stuff. Sanction Strikers. I do like this Lord Sora Macarius model, but again, it costs a lot of money. I wouldn't be paying that kind of money for it. The big thing that draws people to the Imperial Guard is tanks, and they have them in abundance. So we've got the Baneblade and its variances. So we've got like Storm Hammers and Bane Sword, Storm Sword, Hellhammer, Storm Lord, then the Lehman Russ variants, which are all quite cool. The Rogel Dawn, which is just a rip-off of the Lehman Russ, but with two big cannons instead of one. Then using this chassis of the Chimera, we've got the various things that you can build with it, such as the Hydra and the Wyvern, the Manticore, and of course the Hellhound and the Basilisk. And I'm not sure what that one is. Death Strike. Yeah, I've had one of those as well. But it doesn't actually show you the Chimera for some reason, which is the main chassis, the troop carrier. Aircraft. Some of these are quite cool. Talons of the Emperor. So here we have another army that I've never had and don't intend to get in because, you know, they're not really my jam, man. So we've got the Custodes, the Guardians of the Emperor, and they're all gold, which I find really boring. Gold is a very, very boring paint. I don't find it interesting at all. And then we have Ilea. Oh, she is a custodian. No, she's become close to a custodian of Valerian. Right, so there was a big uproar last year when they announced that, earlier this year when they announced that custodians could be female. And everyone said, no, they can't be female, they've got to be male. Yeah, it's a game, get over it. Okay, Inquisition. Again, amazing models, especially like our Keith Flint from the Prodigy model, which I must have had about 4 or 5 times over the years. Cortez, amazing looking model. The miniatures are fantastic. They can't be doubted. You know, it can't be faulted at all. They are very nice. Agents of the Imperium. So we've got our assassins, Navas Imperial. Then our Imperial Knights. So people couldn't afford to buy Titans because Titans were too much to make. Games Workshop said, we'll never make a Titan to sell in plastic because it's too expensive. So they still wanted to cash in on that fact, so they brought out the Knights. The Knights were already available in Epic at the time, and then eventually came out in plastic. I do think, though, however, that we will, at some point in the future, not too far away, see a plastic Warhound or maybe a plastic Reaver. But depends on what money Games Workshop wants to get, because they're going to ask a lot of money for it. Okay, so Imperial Knights continued, and then we go up to the Titans, so our Warhound, and then we've got our Warlord, but we don't have a Reaver for some reason. Then Forces of Chaos. So we go through the different Forces of Chaos. So we start off with Khorne, then to Tzeentch, then to Nurgle, good old Papa Nurgle, and then to Slaanesh. Again, these are invaluable for when you want to paint your miniatures. You just open this page and look at that, and that artwork, it just screams at you. You know, it doesn't tell you how it's been painted. It just breaks down the various parts on the weapons and the sigils and all that kind of stuff on the Slaanesh model and all the other models. But invaluable as a source. Daemons of Khorne, or Demons of Khorne, Demons of Slaanesh. Sorry, I'll start again. Demons of Tzeentch, Demons of Nurgle. I like this Papa Nurgle, he's quite cool, and I love Nurglings. Can't really see there's some Nurglings. Nurglings are cool. And then we have the Demons of Slaanesh, which are really cool. I like this one. This is one that I've always liked since it first came out about 2 years ago. Other demons from the unaffiliated factions, and then the Chaos Space Marines, of course. You know, every good guy faction needs a bad guy faction to fight against, and why break the mold? Why go for something generic when you can go for the polar opposite of what you are? So you have your Space Marines on one side. Why not have bad Space Marines? So, of course, along come the bad Space Marines. And with them, we get things like Terminator Lords and characters like Abaddon and things like that. Terminator, Rhinos, Vindicator, a Chaos Vindicator, a Chaos Land Rider, a Vex Mechanator. Then all these corrupted engines, they're quite nice. These are really nice. I like the Obliterators. And then we have, you know, like Lord of Skulls, which is brilliant. I like that one. And a couple of character summoners, so like Magnus the Red. That's an amazing model. My friend Kay, you might have seen her on Facebook as Wee Kay or Insatiable Me 88. She's an excellent artist. She's currently still painting up this character, and I cannot wait to see it. And then we have Death Guard. Death Guard are Nurgly. They are Papa Nurgle's chosen. They're his favourite things. Slanash's chosen are, of course, the Emperor's Children. And there's Fabius Bile, who's a really cool, nasty character. Obviously based on Joseph Mengele. And a breakdown of some of the other characters and models. More vehicles and stuff. All amazingly well painted. And then Alpha Legion, which have got one of the best colour schemes in all of 40k. And Twisted Servants, which I think is going to feature things like knights and what have you, cultists. So we've got cultists, beastmen, or thralls, what are they called, poxwalkers, rogue psychers. The one thing that we're always missing is Imperial Guard that are actually chaos worshippers. And then more infected, plague machines. So what is it, a bloat drone and a plague buster crawler. I think I've got about 6 of those, and about 6 of those from the magazine. And then Chaos Knights, Sphinx Riders or Sanzigor, and then we go to the Xenos threat. Now this is my favourite part because I prefer the Xenos than anything else. So we've got Orcs, everybody's favourite greenskins. I don't like the way Games Workshop treat the Orcs and make them out to be stupid and dumb. I don't like that. They were just fun, and then they kind of like made them into a dumbass idea. But I do like the models. The models are brilliant, especially the big ones like Gazgul Thraka and what have you. Orc vehicles. I can understand why they've changed things. The fact that orcs are no longer born, they're grown, because they basically grow from spores, which is why they're very difficult to get rid of. I like that. That's a good idea. But I do like the aesthetics behind orcs. And I wonder if there is going to be a Gazgul Thraka. Big guns, Gargants on Stompers, Flyers, because obviously it's orcs. And then here we go, Gazgul Thraka. He is a phenomenal model. It's a beast of a model to build. Then Tyranids, the latest and greatest of the Galaxy Scourge. These are the things that everybody in the 40k universe should be absolutely petrified of. Very nice models. Very inspired by H.R. Giger, or Giga, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I'm positive that I heard him in an interview. He said that it was Giga. And then we've got like the Flying Five Tyrants, Screamer Killers, Psychophages, Spore Mines, Biovores, and then all the baby ones from Lictors, Hive Tyrants, Biovores, and we've got the evolution of them as well. So Screamer Killers started off like this as a Carnifex, and then moved and became, they kind of had a diet because the legs were a little bit thin. Of course, this is made of plastic, metal, and was a nightmare to put together because it was so top heavy that it would fall over. Even if you pinned it, it would fall over. Tyrannic Warriors that appeared in Advanced Space Crusade. Trigons, lovely looking models. And we're going along and getting other really cool stuff, flying ones, Old One Eye, who's a Tyrannic character, Death Leaper, Gene Stealers, then going to the Gene Stealer cults. Amazing. The Gene Stealer cults are definitely one of the only armies that would ever tempt me back into 40k, because the models are brilliant. I like this big guy here. He's quite cool with the fact that his spit is that mutated, that his face has been split. He's got an extreme mutation. Then the Eldari, or in the old money, Eldar. So Aspect Warriors. We've got all the different factions of the Aspect Warriors, with the Dire Avengers, and then the Dark Reapers, with a Sermon and Morgan Ra. And then the Howling Banshees with Janzier. Fire Dragons with what's his name? Oh, he's not there. He's not pictured. No, the Fire Dragon Exarch's not pictured though. The Patriarch, and now there's the Sweeping Hawks one. That's the Patriarch's one. Well, that's an Autriarch. Right, so the Asurani, they're quite a new thing, only a few years. Avatar of Khan, flying weapons platforms. The amazing vehicles of the Eldari, they're walkers, which are brilliant. Scouts, more lovely stuff. So there's something here for everybody. Literally, there's something. Dark Eldar, something for absolutely everyone. If you play 40k, this is going to be an invaluable book, and it's worth getting just to read through. Very well presented. Obviously I'm not reading through the blurb, but it is very nice. Harlequins, and then we have the Ynnari with probably the hardest model that Games Workshop's ever put plastic to build, which is Urain. This guy here, not Urain, sorry. Is it Ivani? Vinkrani, or whatever it is, I don't know. This guy here is a god, and he is a nightmare to build. And again, with a tactical rock instead of that, he's got this thing here which is really awkward to put together and then assemble onto the figure, so it looks like he's hovering. Then the toe, which is my one of my favourite factions in any fictional thing. Fish horsemen, or whatever they call them. They've got hoofed feet, and they're apparently aquatic, so they're fish, seahorses. They got the best weapon rate and the best looking mechs in any of the science fiction games I've ever played. Really cool, very anime manga style, but great. Vespades, and then of course Recruit. Everybody wants one of these, but obviously not everyone can afford one because they're so expensive. The Tome Manta, which is like about 5,000 million pounds or something like that. I think they're about £2,500. Necrons, undead robots from Egypt, or Beyond Stars, I should say. And of course, with the Necrons, we're going to get things like the what they're called, the Catan, and there we go. So we've got like Shards of the Catan, the Silent King, the Traveller, the Infinite. I did like it before they actually started putting characters in with the Necrons. And this one here, the shirt of the Void Dragon, which is an amazing looking model. More Flesh Harvesters. And then the latest, perhaps most unused faction for 40k is left to the last, which is the Leagues of Votan. Space Dwarves, Squats, and these models are fantastic. I've got a Squat army, but I don't use it for 40k. It's used for Dead Zone. And the miniatures are first rate. They are some of the best miniatures that Games Workshop in its like 40 plus years has ever done. They're brilliant. I like them. And I just wish they'd bring out more. Right, so, and then we have a little showcase at the back which gives you a scale guide to how big they are, which is quite cool. And then finally we have our index which tells you what's what. And then we have a nice frieze on the back of some Space Marines. Right. Okay, so that's just a very quick, brief look through this Dorling Kindersley book, Ultimate Guide to Warhammer 40,000. I'll leave a link in the description. I think it was £26. It was under £25. Either 26 or £25. It might have been slightly under. And I got a 10% discount on it as well with my Amazon Prime, and it was delivered the next day. Well worth checking out. Big thumbs up. One of the best products I've seen coming from Games Workshop in a long while. I know it's not officially Games Workshop, but it's one of the best products I've seen coming from those guys in a long while. So what's your thoughts? Do you think this is worth picking up? If so, leave a thing in the comment. And if you can, leave a like. It does help. Right, so with that, all it remains for me to say is I'm Mark. Thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we'll see you again on Gamers Web soon. No matter where you are in the world, please stay safe, look after yourself, and we'll catch you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.